Well done, Shane.
Thank you.
Good morning, Santa Clarita. Welcome in. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVI Charter Schools, Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. I'm your host, Matt Watson. It is good to have you. And as Shane said, we are going to be monitoring the situation in and around Santa Clarita, as we always do, here on Eye on the Valley. This special edition, Homeschooling Answers, is being brought to you by KHTS in collaboration with SCVI and iLead Charter Schools. We come to you live each day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., providing support and those valuable updates for you on your distance learning journey. We're also continually curating and adding new resources to the website that we launched mid-March when all of our learners were sent home for distance learning. That website is Homeschooling Answers. You may want to check it out. I know you've probably hit your stride. You're looking toward the summer, but as we head into the summer, you're going to want to keep your kids engaged, growing, learning. There's a tremendous amount of resources there on homeschoolinganswers.com for your kids, regardless of the grade level, regardless of the subject area you're looking for. Tremendous amount of resources for us as parents as well. Ways to talk to our kids during difficult times, ways to handle things when the whole family's cooped up together for, a couple of months. So again, head on over to homeschoolinganswers.com. Got a lot of resources for you there. Check it out. We've got a great show for you today, along with any updates as they come. We've got attorney Noelle Halaby on the line. She will be joining us in just a minute. She is a family law specialist. We are also going to be speaking in hour number 2 with Jeff Pelzel. He's the superintendent of the Newhall School District. We'll be catching up with him to see how distance learning has gone here in Newhall over the last couple of months and looking forward into the next school year and any summer programs and activities as well. And just one more thing before we get started. I know there's probably several of you tuning in. To those of you graduating from West Ranch High School right now, I saw you on my way to the studio this morning. Congratulations, graduates. Congratulations, and I am so sorry. It's not fair. This is not the way you're supposed to graduate, but nonetheless, you are graduating today. It's a huge accomplishment, and we just wanted to say congratulations. Good job. The world needs you. Now go and make this world a better place. Bless you all. Again, congratulations to the graduates of West Ranch High School this morning. Now, my first guest, attorney Noelle Halaby, is certified as a specialist in family law, a distinction granted by the Board of Legal Specialization of the State Bar of California. Ms. Halaby established her law firm in January of 2003, where she successfully and aggressively specializes in handling all aspects of family law, including issues arising out of divorce, legal separation, annulment, paternity matters, custody disputes, child and spousal support issues, restraining orders, and domestic violence cases, prenuptial and postnuptial agreements, and mediation. Ms. Halaby has training and experience handling all of those issues with celebrities, wealthy business executives, and other high-asset individuals, so she can handle your stuff too, no matter who you are. And yet, Ms. Halaby learned long ago the value of working efficiently and cost-effectively for her clients so it won't cost you an arm and a leg. Ms. Halaby is licensed to practice before all the courts of the state of California, the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, and the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. She majored in political science at the University of California, Los Angeles, graduating in 1993 with honors. Go Bruin! She received her law degree from Southwestern University School of Law and was admitted to practice in California in 1996. And what's more, she's been honored with the designation of Southern California Super Lawyer. Check that out. Put that on a business card. Noelle Halaby, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
Of course. Noelle, now, am I correct in assuming that family matters continue to be adjudicated despite the COVID-19 stay-at-home orders? Yours is an essential business, correct? Or are there certain issues that were suspended until we can all, get to the gym a few times?
Well, the courts are open, but not for regular business, but for limited essential functions. And that would include emergencies and restraining orders for domestic abuse. So you can have limited adjudication handled right now, but you do also have the ability to continue to file pleadings with the court.
Okay, so your regular divorce proceedings have kind of been put on hold for now.
Correct. Until June 22nd, any hearing that you're seeking to have support or regular custody orders or your trial to wrap up your matter, all of those have been pushed off to occur after June 22nd. And what the court has done is done a triage mechanism to figure out how to prioritize those cases. And depending on what court you're in, either in downtown or in a branch court, that may have an impact on when your case may be heard.
All right, that can be frustrating for some, I know, but that's cool to hear that they're kind of triaging and seeing what's most important and how they can get those done. That's really cool.
It's really concerning that the courts have limited their function because people need to move forward, but. They did this after really deep consideration, and they have to be prepared starting June 22nd to open up in a safe manner. And the court's actually trying to figure out ways to do that, including video conferences. Oh. Also, before, what would happen would be we would all appear at 8:30 and your case would be heard sometime that day. Right. Now they're limiting the matters so that you have some matters that are being heard at 8:30 and some matters that are being heard at 1:30.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Now, when someone does make that tough decision to divorce, what are some of the first steps that they need to take? Should it be calling your office first thing, freezing bank accounts? Can that mess with you later? What are some things, some do's and don'ts, if you will, when you finally make that difficult decision?
Well, what's going to happen at the conclusion of a divorce case is we're going to identify certain assets. We're going to value those assets, and we're going to divide them. That's with regards to property. So if that's what we want to do at the end, then at the beginning, we have to be prepared to collect that information. So first thing you should do is really try to understand your financial position and your assets. And there's many people who don't. And sometimes there are relationships where one of the persons hold all of the cards and hold the information. And if that's the case, then you may need the assistance of a lawyer, some advice on how to gather that information. But trying to preserve information and factual evidence for finances is really important. The second thing is when you begin to adjust and turn into divorcing spouses, you have to understand that the dynamic in your relationship is changing. And so you need to turn into a professional business relationship where you begin to communicate in a professional business way. So if you think you're going to go through a divorce and you have custody issues, it's not the time to have inappropriate communications, text messages with name calling, profanity. All of that will become evidence at the time of trial. So what you need to really do is just to begin focusing on how are you going to unwind this partnership in a professional and business way. And so you don't always need a lawyer to do that. And you shouldn't always just have a lawyer. It's important to kind of own your own destiny and make sure you are receiving all the information you know and try to make the best decisions. And sometimes a lawyer can help you in a consulting fashion, and sometimes they need to represent you depending on the issues.
Well, that's an important thing to know. So couples don't always need lawyers. There's actually the courts provide free support for families going through the process should they feel that an attorney isn't necessarily necessary. Did I just say that?
Well, that's correct. And what the courts provide, however, they don't provide legal advice.
Right.
So unlike in a criminal proceeding where you might be able to receive a lawyer, at the county or the state's expense, when it comes to family law or civil matters, you're not entitled to a lawyer. So what is provided to you by the court system is guidance in how to fill out forms, how to ask for certain relief, what are the procedural mechanisms, but they don't provide legal advice. So what you could do is you could sit with a lawyer to have legal consultation, for an hour, pay for somebody for an hours of their time, bring enough information so that the advice you're receiving is based upon information. And then you could use the court system, you could use the court's website, or you could use a document preparation services to get through balance of it if there aren't contested issues.
Okay, so really, depending on the situation, a couple could go from beginning to end through their divorce without ever hiring a lawyer. They could hire an attorney to help with paperwork and things like that, and the divorcing couple could use the same attorney or get their own attorneys, correct?
Yeah, all of that is correct. And what road you choose is going to be based upon what's going on in the relationship, what's going on between the two of you, whether or not you have access to information, whether or not you can negotiate peacefully with the other party. So it's not just a matter of lawyering up. I mean, this is a scenario in someone's life where what they really have to do is own the decision and try to be part of the solution.
Okay, and so if we do decide that it is time to hire an attorney, do you recommend different types of divorce attorneys for different family dynamics, like if there are kids involved or if we own business or property together?
Well, you had mentioned that I'm a certified family law specialist. That's a distinction provided by the state bar. What that basically means is the state bar is certifying that a lawyer particularly has experience, sophisticated experience as a family law attorney. In the state of California, anyone who is a licensed lawyer can practice family law. So if it is more expensive probably to have a certified family law specialist, but if you have any sophisticated issues that you need to deal with, you might want to consider whether or not that you want a regular lawyer or someone who specializes. Once you decide on that path, you really should interview lawyers because lawyers aren't surgeons. We don't go into the operating room, make the decision, you're unconscious, and that's it. Lawyers should be partners with their clients. They should hear them. They should strategize based upon what that person's goals are, and they should work together. And during that interview process, or actually more important, a consultation process, you can see the way the lawyer communicates. You can see the way the lawyer respects your point of view. You can see whether or not the lawyer is interested in fighting a battle you might want to fight. And you should follow your instincts as to choosing that lawyer. It should be a partnership, not where you're beholden to the person. And that's so critical. And many people don't want to pay for a consultation, and that's perfectly fine. But prior to hiring someone, if you do pay for them to give you legal advice, you really are dipping your toe in the pool so you can kind of see how that person processes information and if it works for you.
So it's not necessarily looking for a great recommendation who a friend or family member says is the best lawyer. It's about looking for the right fit.
It's both.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, it's better to have a recommendation if you can.
Okay.
But if you can't, because not everybody knows lawyers or has someone who's gone through this, then you just do your best research as possible. But in reality, what matters is how it works for you. And so you can't just go off somebody's recommendation. I mean, sometimes people never come in and meet me. They just go off a recommendation. And, lucky for them, it works out.
Well, you're a super lawyer. That's why.
Well, plenty of them.
Now, one of the things that where my mind went very quickly after we were issued the stay-at-home order, and now, on top of that, we've got nightly curfews and things like that. The first place where my mind and heart went was people living in situations where there's domestic violence. What's your office been able to do for victims of domestic violence during these times, Noelle?
We've been able to represent them consistent with how we have previously. We're able to file restraining orders on a quick basis. We have been able to get restraining orders, and we've been able to go to trial actually on a number of restraining orders during this time, because that's one of the essential functions that the court is continuing to participate in. That's the priority. What's a little concerning to me is the persons who are responding to restraining orders. Sometimes if that person wants to have a quick hearing, that's not always happening, and that can go on. So someone could get a restraining order, prevents you from being able to see your children, and that can go on for a number of months until something happens.
Wow, always difficult times, but it's good to have good advice and good representation. Noelle, have you noticed any change in what your office is seeing over these weird couple of months? For example, have you seen maybe an uptick in divorce filings or restraining orders, or maybe a decrease? Has there been any noticeable trends?
I think people who were on the brink have been pushed over the edge, and so I personally have experienced an uptick in filing and an uptick in contact. That's not true for everybody. So I think, if people can wait it out, they're trying to. And if the issues are, for example, the large issue in the case is finances, then they may be waiting it out longer to see what happens with the recovery in the economy.
Okay. She is attorney Noelle Halaby, practicing family law. Her office is located in the Exchange Building, located at 130 North Brand Boulevard, Suite 200 in Glendale. You can give her a call to schedule a consultation at 818-502-3939. Am I correct on that phone number?
That's correct.
All right, 818-502-3939. We're going to go ahead and post that on the Facebook Live feed as well if you are interested, if this is a path that you and your family are starting to head down. Ms. Halaby, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. You take care. Be well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back. You are listening to SCVI Charter Schools Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. I'm your host, Matt Watson, on your hometown station, KHTS.
You see so much when you look at your child. A creative spirit that surprises you every day. Curiosity that develops into exploring unique passions. A little leader growing every day to discover who they are, what they love, and how they can make their mark on the world. At SCVI, we see those same amazing things. Our tuition-free K-12 charter school gives your child boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely, with a customized learning program built around each individual student. As iLead's founding school, SCVI combines an immersive approach to traditional subject learning with extracurricular activities, including STEAM, robotics, theater, music, and sports. SCVI has the only international baccalaureate program in Santa Clarita, with a 10-year proven track record of graduates excelling at top universities. And we're in your backyard, just off the 5 freeway in West Santa Clarita Valley in Castaic. For enrollment information or to learn more about our program, including homeschool options, visit iLeadSantaClarita.org. iLead Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Consumers Furniture is back open for your business. The safety of our community and our staff, above all, is most important to us. We will provide a safe and clean environment for you to find the perfect piece of furniture for your home. To help you with your purchase, we are offering 25% off your entire order or 24 months same as cash financing. And for our awesome essential workers, we will deliver locally your furniture free of charge. Consumers Furniture is located in the Centerpoint Shopping Center below Sam's Club and Walmart.
Hi, I'm Eric Goldhurst, Head of Operations for Burger King North America. Throughout this time, we've taken steps to take care of our guests.
And since we know many of your jobs have been affected by this crisis,
we want to help make sure you're taken care of too.
If you are looking for work, we are hiring.
And there's a spot on our team for you.
We know that we'll get through this together, as long as we keep taking care of each other.
For more information, call 253-3283. That's 253-3283.
Owning Corporation, Equal Housing Lender, licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lender Act, NMLS 1797976, California DRE license 02063270. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
Crazy things are going on in the world right now, like owning funding 15-year fixed refis at 2.5 rate and APR. Yes, you heard correctly, 2.5 rate and APR with no fees of any kind. Needless to say, people are going to owning.com for this free closer rate and APR like mad. In fact, if you have both a real estate and mortgage license, we may want to hire you. Look, money is so dirt cheap, most folks are taking cash out of their equity to do just about anything, including sticking it into their bank accounts just to have it there. Wouldn't you be crazy not to go to owning.com and grab 2.5 APR? No closing costs, no nonsense money while it's out there? Call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com to not miss these monthly savings. 855-5-OWNING.
Donahoe and Young is your award-winning go-to law firm for all real estate matters, including the changing legal landscape due to COVID-19. In addition, Donahoe and Young can help you create an estate plan that accomplishes your wishes, protects you and your family, and avoids time-consuming and expensive California probate. If you've been financially devastated by the pandemic, Donahoe and Young can help you with debt negotiation and, whenever needed, bankruptcy under Chapter 7, 11, and 13. Visit Taylor Williams at DonahoeYoung.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Goldhurst, Head of Operations for Burger King North America. Throughout this time, we've taken steps to take care of our guests.
And since we know many of your jobs have been affected by this crisis,
We want to help make sure you're taken care of too.
If you are looking for work, we are hiring.
And there's a spot on our team for you.
We know that we'll get through this together, as long as we keep taking care of each other.
For more information, call 253-3283. That's 253-3283.
Hometown. KHTS breaking news.
This is Shane Cutchell with the latest from the KHTS news team. Peaceful protests stemming from the death of George Floyd, who died in police custody in Minneapolis, are set to begin at noon at the intersection of McBean and Valencia Boulevard in Santa Clarita. Mall parking will be closed, however. Parking at Kohl's will be available. Most car dealerships on Creekside will reportedly be closed today. Please be safe, respect a peaceful protest. Remember to wear your mask. In addition, the residents of Santa Clarita will have a 6 o'clock curfew tonight. Keep it here for the latest on today's local protest and how it will affect the traffic and the Santa Clarita community in general. For additional information and live updates, make sure to like our Facebook page at KHTS Radio and check out our website at hometownstation.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You are listening to your hometown station, KHTS, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVI Charter School's Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers with Matt Watson. We are going to continue to monitor any news and updates, so like Shane said, do stick around. And as a matter of fact, I know you've got a busy day ahead of you, just like the rest of us do. You've got all different kinds of things going on.
And on those news updates, we're going to mainly do those during the commercial breaks, usually towards the end as we come back to the show. So if you are listening or watching on Facebook Live, if you're on the radio, whatever it is, be advised we're going to be doing most of those information updates during the commercial breaks. If it is breaking news and it starts to become something significant, then obviously we'll cut in right here on air and we'll tell you as soon as it's happening.
Yeah, definitely. And so make sure that wherever you're going, whatever you're doing today, you're taking your hometown station with you. So just the way I do things, as I'm moving in and about town, going around doing the things that I need to do, I am dialed into 98.1 FM or 1220 AM, listening on the car radio. And but when I'm at home, like most people nowadays in 2020, don't have necessarily the radio going on. I listen on my Amazon Echo device. And so I just say, Alexa, play KHTS. And she pops it right up, and undoubtedly several of you are shouting at me right now as your Alexa device fired up. But yeah, you can listen on your Amazon Echo. You can listen on the KHTS website, hometownstation.com, or you can download our app and just take us with you on your mobile device, on your Android or iPhone device. Head on over to the App Store, the Google Play Store, and download the KHTS app. You can listen live 24/7. You can get all kinds of news updates, peruse our website, listen to the different podcasts. If you've missed a show, you can check out the show in the podcast archives. There's a ton of different ways. So yeah, especially on days like today where the news is changing quickly and you need to stay abreast of everything that's going on in and around the Santa Clarita Valley, locally and nationally as well. Make sure that you tune in, again, whether it's on terrestrial radio, Facebook Live, I failed to mention. You know, we're on Facebook Live with all of our live shows. In fact, I've got some of my friends here dialing in on Facebook Live right now. Great thing about that is you can comment and ask questions on the current shows on Facebook Live that way as well. So I did want to mention, even as news starts to shift, it's funny. People have been asking, you know, now that we've got something else to talk about in the news. You know, everybody went home, sports went away. You know, the only thing that was on the nightly news was the COVID-19 pandemic and the weather, and people weren't even so interested in the weather because, you know, I keep it a balmy 72 degrees inside my apartment at all times anyways. So now all of a sudden there's other items in the news, and people are asking, what happened to coronavirus? Did it go well? We've got news stories that are trumping coronavirus, but I want to remind people, even though the news has shifted, there's a lot of different things going on. It's being updated every day, and we'll be talking about what's going on in the news later on in hour number 2. I do want to remind you, our schools have stood strong, and while our learners, our students, are not in the schools, our schools are still there for our kids, providing free food delivery. So I want you to check out your local district websites to see where they are distributing food each morning to make sure that our kids who are dependent on the schools for 1 or 2 meals every day have what they need. You can also, if you live close by any SCVI or iLead school, you can stop by 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Monday through Friday and pick up 2 meals for your kids, a breakfast and a lunch. And on Fridays, we're even sending you home with a package for the weekend. So check out your schools. We'll make sure that your kids still have everything they need. And speaking of everything that you need, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be back with the mayor talking about what's potentially going on in and around our community today and in the future.
And that's going to be dated from just this morning, so it is a fresh news update. It's going to last about 15 minutes, so it will take up the rest of the show. But it's really important information that we want to give to you, so stick around. We're going to do that, and I'm not going to go to break. It's your show, Matt. Come on.
And it's not the rest of the show. It's just the rest of the hour. I will be back next hour, but let's tune in to see what the mayor's got for us. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Green Thumb International, your lawn and garden professionals, have the widest variety of shrubs, flowering plants, and garden supplies in the Santa Clarita Valley. Condition and fertilize your soil. Water does not easily penetrate clay soils and may pass too quickly beyond the root zone of plants in sandy soil. Adding organic matter to these soils will help correct imbalances and reduce water waste. On Newhall Avenue in Old Town Newhall near Sierra Highway, Green Thumb puts the green in your thumb.
Hi, this is Bob Schertz with the Way Out Recovery SCV, reminding you that during these unprecedented times, addiction and mental health do not take a break. If you or someone you love are struggling, please give us a call at 661-296-4444. We are open and here to help you during this time. Thanks.
Your building sign is essential to getting customers to your location. Feathers can help you get your business noticed. Feathers, now in a new, larger space with plenty of parking. They walk you through each phase of your project with special attention to detail and quality. Feathers will provide you with a sign that you can be proud of. Your sign will draw customers in instead of having them drive by. Visit Feathers online at feathersigns.com or go to Feathers' brand new, bigger location at 26017 Huntington Drive off Rye Canyon or call 298-9442.
Our trash has got to go somewhere, and Chiquita Canyon Landfill is helping make the Santa Clarita Valley a little greener. Our local landfill creates clean energy from our waste disposal to power 10,000 homes each year. With their 9.2 megawatt clean energy facility harnessing the landfill's methane gas, you can feel good that the waste from your home in the SCV is helping create a clean energy source. Chiquita Canyon Landfill is our partner in sustainable living.
Chiquita Canyon is helping lead the way to a greener future.
Right now at IHOP, order any breakfast combo and we'll sweeten the deal with all-you-can-eat pancakes. So get out your all-you-can-eat silverware, because these pancakes aren't gonna all-you-can-eat themselves, because pancakes don't do that. Get IHOP's all-you-can-eat pancakes with any breakfast combo. Or just get the all-you-can-eat pancakes for $4.99. What else you got going on today?
Your hometown station, KHTS.
I'm your Mayor, Cameron Smythe,
and I'm joined here today by Mayor Pro Tem Bill Miranda, Council members Bob Keller, Marcia McLean, and Lorene West. Also with us is our City Manager, Ken Striplin, and our Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Captain, Justin Diaz. We wanted to come together as a council, and while we have, over the last week, made comments individually, this was the first time that we had come together as a body, and we thought it was important to share a message to the community as well as update you with the information we have to date regarding the anticipated protests. The last 6 months in our community have been unbelievably challenged. It started with the devastating tick fire that initiated the largest evacuation in our city's history. Shortly thereafter, our community was rocked and forever changed by the shooting at Saugus High School. Then 2020, we start with the global pandemic, the likes of which none of us have ever seen or experienced. And that brings us to last week, where many of us were rightly and justifiably shocked and hurt and angered following the murder of George Floyd by Minneapolis police officers. I was personally encouraged today to see that the Attorney General has escalated the charges against the offending officer, as well as charging and issuing arrest warrants for the other three. But I know that that isn't enough and that justice will take time. And as such, communities around the country and in fact around the world have joined to issue and to share and to voice their frustration and their anger about the injustices certainly that were perpetrated against Mr. Floyd. We have heard from our residents about, and we've heard from our protesters that have been demanding justice, and we are proud of the passion, determination, and commitment to insist upon equality and civil rights for all of our residents. And I want to assure the community that we hear your voices, we see your emails, your correspondence, and the council will take steps in coordination with our law enforcement, with our community partners, to work together to develop a guideline, a plan for Santa Clarita specifically, much as we've done around addressing the issue of homelessness in our community. We are unique here in Santa Clarita, and we will work together to ensure that those in our community that feel the weight of that injustice have a voice and have a seat at the table to develop a clear, consistent message here in Santa Clarita. And that started last Saturday when residents came together to peacefully assemble and protest as a community. And while we have seen instances throughout the nation of violence and damage to property, to individuals, we did not see that here in Santa Clarita. We were proud to report that the protest on Saturday resulted in 0 arrests, 0 property damage, 0 threat to our businesses or other residents. And I want to make it clear that those who wish to come to Santa Clarita, or those who live in our community that wish to peaceably assemble and make their voices heard and are exercising their First Amendment right, you are more than welcome to do that here in our community. However, those who wish to take advantage of these peaceful protests and use that as an opportunity to either loot or riot, that will not be tolerated. To protect our businesses and neighborhoods from those that want to take part in such lawlessness, earlier today, the City Council adopted a 6 p.m. curfew starting tomorrow evening. Regardless of what the county order says, the city of Santa Clarita will be under curfew from 6 p.m. Thursday, June 4th, until 6 a.m. Friday, June 5th. After that time, no one will be allowed to be on our city streets and sidewalks, and businesses need to be closed. There are exceptions, of course, for those who are traveling to and from work, or to provide essential emergency services. And if you are traveling back into Santa Clarita from other parts of the region, you certainly are free to do so as you are traveling back home. This curfew will allow our Sheriff's Department to be more able to identify those who are looking to not peacefully protest, but to cause harm and damage to our community. We have had a number of businesses reach out as to what we guide and what we advise, and we have told all our businesses that those are decisions that you need to make and they need to make for themselves. We have seen businesses from Main Street to here in the city center area to other parts of Saugus and Canyon Country that have made the choice to close down their businesses, while others are choosing to remain open. We just ask that those businesses that choose to remain open take the necessary precautions to protect their employees and potential customers. Additionally, our Sheriff's Department, led by Captain Diaz, has also put in a plan in place to protect property, businesses, and our community. And while, again, we hope and expect, based on last week, a peaceful protest, we are preparing and calling in the resources necessary to protect our community. We are working closely with the Sheriff's Station, Highway Patrol, Los Angeles County Fire Department, and we have a plan in place, communications in place, and we'll be monitoring incidents throughout the day and night. We have also requested the National Guard to come and support our law enforcement personnel to help deter any would-be looters or those who wish to riot. We are taking a strong stance tonight and have the resources and plans in place to protect our community. And I want to say once again, if you are here and your desire is to peaceably assemble and exercise your First Amendment right and voice your justifiable anger, you are more than welcome to do that here in our community. But those that want to take advantage and use these protests as a reason or as a shield to commit acts of violence or crime against our community, that will not be tolerated. And so I'd like to ask our Sheriff's Captain, Justin Diaz, to step up and provide some additional information.
Thank you, Mayor Smythe. Good evening, everyone. My name is Captain Justin Diaz from Santa Clarita Sheriff's Station. I'd like to start by thanking our entire Santa Clarita community, the whole entire valley, for all the support that you've given our men and women assigned to our station each and every day. I'd like to talk about the protest last Saturday. I'm pleased to say that it was a very peaceful protest. There were no incidents, and it went very well, and we were very pleased with it. With that said, to the protesters that were out there, please know that we at Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station, we hear you. We heard your message, and we respect it. We have a protest scheduled for tomorrow. It's our hope that that protest will certainly continue in a peaceful light. And I want everybody to know that we respect your rights. Everybody's voices should be heard. And we will respect your First Amendment rights. Also, I'd like everybody to know that due to the size of the scheduled protest, we have brought in significant, I'd like to stress, significant county resources. Those resources are going to be from all facets of the Sheriff's Department. So please know that regardless of what happens in Santa Clarita, you will be well protected. We will have plenty of resources on hand. We've been coordinating efforts with our partners at the city, our partners at the county, and other law enforcement agencies to ensure that this community is protected. I'd also like to remind residents to be mindful of social media posts. There's a lot of misinformation on social media that have been going around the last several days, especially since our protest on Saturday. And I'd like to remind people to be very careful what you see on social media, what you read. And the important thing is that you get your news, you get your information from official sources. And those official sources are going to be from the Sheriff's Department, they're going to be from the City of Santa Clarita, and they're going to be from the County of Los Angeles. You know, our job in law enforcement, whether it's Santa Clarita Valley or any law enforcement agency in the county, and certainly the Sheriff's Department, is to be prepared for any situation that may arise. And please know, rest assured that our deputies have been working around the clock to serve this community every day, and absolutely around the clock to ensure that we have a successful protest and everything that needs to be done to ensure the success and to keep everyone's safety. Lastly, to our entire Santa Clarita Valley, and that's everybody in this valley, please be rest assured that your Santa Clarita Sheriff Station will keep you well protected and you have nothing to fear. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Chief. The issue of permits are, the city only grants permits when you are looking for events that would require the use of public parks. So, for example, events like Boots and Brews or soccer tournaments that are used at Central Park, that would require a permit. Or if you are utilizing city streets, thinking of the many charity walks that we have in our community, or the tour of California, those would require permits. But to peaceably gather on a public right-of-way, like the sidewalks here, as we have seen with the protest on Saturday and some of the other rallies earlier or last month, those do not require permits. And so as long as people are not impeding traffic and are not in the streets, you have the First Amendment right to assemble peaceably and voice your opinion. And we certainly protect that and we welcome that. We just want to make sure that it remains peaceful and doesn't put the health and safety of those who are assembling or those that are driving by getting into the street. So there is no permit required to come and assemble on a street corner here in Santa Clarita to express your First Amendment right. There was credible information that began the planning for a second protest tomorrow, as opposed to the protest on Saturday seemed to occur a little bit more organically, whereas this one here on Thursday has been more planned. We have certainly seen comments, as you all have, that have expressed the potential for very large and aggressive participation from those that are not residents here in Santa Clarita. And so we felt with the information we had and the time to prepare, and quite frankly what we have seen in other cities throughout the country and here in California, it was important for us to take the necessary steps to deploy the resources we have to ensure the security of our residents and our local businesses and property, and also to ensure that those that want to protest peacefully are able to do so, and that their message isn't lost because of actions of others that may want to use that viable, justifiable protest as a shield for their own agenda. All right, very good. We want to thank you all for being here. Please be safe, and we appreciate you getting the message out to our community. Thank you all.
Hometown.
All day long, constantly.
Your hometown station, 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com, located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
I'm Matt Denny, CPA, with Denny & Company, LLP, your hometown CPAs. Here are some tips to help you with anxiety you may have about your income tax returns for 2019. The deadlines for filing both state and federal returns have been extended to July 15. Both the state and the feds are also extending the time for making 2019 tax payments otherwise due, without interest or penalty, to July 15. These details keep changing, so contact us at 661-286-8860 or see our website at dennyllp.com.
Hometown.
If you see a traffic problem in our valley and would like to let us know, call the traffic tip line at 298-KHTS. That's 298-5487. 298-KHTS.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
You can be a hero. Become a resource to a child and their family. Apply to become a resource parent and foster or foster adopt siblings. Children's Bureau is now offering an online foster adoption orientation for individuals and/or couples who are interested in helping children in foster care while reunifying with birth families or to provide legal permanency by adoption. Call 800-730-3933 or visit allforkids.org. That's all, the number 4, kids.org.
Hello, this is Rusty George from Real Life Church Ministries asking the citizens of Santa Clarita to join me in praying for the protection of our citizens, businesses, and police officers during the scheduled nonviolent demonstration on Thursday. We are grateful we live in a country where we can make our voices heard, and we are thankful for police officers who allow and protect us while doing this. A peaceful protest is held when we show up and then show respect for one another. Please avoid carrying large backpacks, be cautious of all those that do, and report all suspicious activity to the police. And be respectful when given direction by law enforcement. May we continue, as a community, to work through this united and together.
The minute I open my door, Debbie Morris has a problem. I say, oh my gosh. A really big problem. The dog, the cat, my 3-year-old. Debbie's house is a mess. How can one family create this disaster? Debbie needs Made for You. I need help. Professional residential and commercial cleaning, locally owned. You choose the schedule, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or even one-time seasonal cleaning. Call 255-2922. That's 255-2922. Made for You. Made for You rescued me.
KHTS, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 10 o'clock. Time for national news on KHTS.
Deputy Press Secretary Hogan Gidley responding after former Defense Chief Jim Mattis described the president as a threat to the Constitution over his handling of the unrest. One Republican senator, Alaska's Lisa Murkowski, calling Mattis's words necessary and overdue. A preliminary hearing in Georgia for the men accused of killing an unarmed black jogger, Ahmaud Arbery, in February. Prosecutors arguing with Richard Dial's testimony from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation that Arbery was hunted down and tried to get away.
Mr. Arbery turns and goes back the way he was running in an attempt to avoid the McMichaels.
Instead, prosecutors say he was repeatedly boxed in by 2 pickup trucks and ultimately executed. Father and son Greg and Travis McMichael have said they thought Arbery was a burglar. They're charged with murder, along with a neighbor who drove the second truck, filmed the confrontation, and said he heard a racial slur after Arbery was shot. A U.S. Navy veteran, Michael White, is coming home, freed in Iran after being held for nearly 2 years.
The California native is the first American detained in Iran since President Trump took office. Last year, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison for insulting Iran's Ayatollah and posting a photo to social media. White left the Navy about a decade ago where he was a cook. He traveled to Iran to meet a girlfriend he met online, according to his family's lawyer.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson at the Pentagon. There have been reports of a possible connection to the U.S. release of an Iranian scientist detained in the U.S. Both the U.S. and Iran deny a prisoner swap. America is listening to Fox News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because
because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Near the end of a mostly peaceful night of protests, an attack on police in New York. One officer stabbed in the neck by a suspect who then shot 2 more officers.
It was a violent and bloody night for the NYPD here in Brooklyn, and it also led to the suspect being shot multiple times. He's recovering in the hospital, and as he is being treated, both the NYPD and the FBI are currently searching his home. So the NYPD Commissioner Dermot Shea is calling this a completely cowardly, despicable, unprovoked attack. All 3 wounded officers, we're happy to report, are in stable condition and are expected to recover. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force in New York also helping with the investigation.
Fox's Laura Ingle. Meantime, despite the recent civil unrest, the next phase of reopening from pandemic shutdowns is still set for next week in New York City. Governor Cuomo is urging people who've taken part in the protests to get a coronavirus test, concerned about the health implications of the large crowds, not socially distant, sometimes not wearing masks. More than a decade later, a possible break in the case of Madeleine McCann, the little girl whose disappearance on a family vacation became an international mystery.
13 years after the 3-year-old British girl went missing from an apartment in Portugal, police have identified a German paedophile as a suspect. The 43-year-old, who has not been named, is currently serving a long prison sentence for raping an American woman a few years ago. The lead came from a tip-off from a friend, claiming the suspect had drunkenly told him he knew what happened to McCann. Now police are asking for help from the public to track 2 of his cars, and also a critical phone call in the hour before her disappearance. German police believe they now have enough for a murder case, and very sadly have said they believe Madeleine McCann is dead.
Fox's Benjamin Hall. Stocks fluctuating after an early rally. Lisa Brady, and this is Fox News.
Thanks for listening to KHTS AM 1220, Canyon Country, California. K260 CO 98.1 FM, Santa Clarita, California.
Olive Terrace Bar and Grill is the hottest new Mediterranean fusion restaurant in Santa Clarita with unique delicacies like seafood right off the boat, mouth-watering prime steaks, artesian sandwiches, delicious pastas, and tasty kebabs. Unwind on their cozy outdoor patio at their weekend champagne brunch, full menu, and weekly specials at oliveterracebarandgrill.com. Check out their full bar and happy hour daily specials in Valencia on Copper Hill and Newhall Ranch Road by LA Fitness. Olive Terrace Bar and Grill, delicious food seasoned with love.
Finding the right lawyer can be a challenge, but in Santa Clarita, there's no need to search when there's Hacker Law Group, Santa Clarita's premier litigation firm. Jeffrey Hacker has represented celebrities, financial institutions, accident victims, real estate developers, realtors, contractors, businesses, nonprofit organizations, and other individuals and companies with their legal challenges. Mr. Hacker is one of Santa Clarita's leaders, consistently listed as one of our most influential. When everything is on the line and you need legal counseling, visit hackerlawgroup.com.
Dutton Plumbing, this is Eric.
Son, it's Mother. I was calling to let you know I just bought 10 cases of water for me and Eunice. We tried shoving it into the pantry, but it won't fit. Can you tell me where to shove it?
Never mind the water bottles, Mom. I just installed that new Dutton Plumbing water filtration system for you, remember? Our water filtration systems actually produce bottled quality water out of every faucet in the house, even your shower. So you'll never run out of pure, clean water again.
That's great, son. When are you installing it?
Mom, it's already installed.
I better call Eunice. She could really use a water filtration system. She drinks a lot of water, and she also pees a lot.
Mom! Dutton Plumbing,
Dutton Plumbing's water filtration systems remove all harmful chemicals in your water and protects your health. Never run out of pure, clean water again. Right now, save on Dutton's water filtration system. Learn more at DuttonPlumbing.com.
Third story with your hometown station weather. A sunny day today with highs in the upper 80s, low 90s, and overnight lows in the 60s. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com or find us on Facebook at KHTS Radio.
98.1 FM and AM 1220. Hometown.
KHTS Breaking News.
This is Shane Cutchell with the latest from the KHTS News team. Peaceful protests stemming from the death of George Floyd, who died in police custody in Minneapolis, are set to begin at noon at the intersection of McBean and Valencia Boulevard in Santa Clarita. Mall parking will be closed, however, parking at Kohl's will be available. Most car dealerships on Creekside will reportedly be closed today. Please be safe, respect a peaceful protest. Remember to wear your mask. In addition, the residents of Santa Clarita will have a 6 o'clock curfew tonight. Keep it here for the latest on today's local protest and how it will affect the traffic and the Santa Clarita community in general. For additional information and live updates, make sure to like our Facebook page at KHTS Radio and check out our website at hometownstation.com. We will also be on the air giving you information right here on your hometown station, 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The following is sponsored programming and does not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, your host. You are listening to Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. Thank you, Shane, for that update. Yeah, we'll continue to keep an eye on traffic. It looks like it's starting to back up a little bit already on Magic Mountain Parkway. If I were you, I would just try to stay away from the center of city if at all possible today. Not sure what's going to be happening. If you're not looking forward to getting stuck in traffic, I would go around it if I could. We are joined now by Jeff Pelzel. He's the superintendent at the Newhall School District. He was born and raised in Central Washington. Staying close to home to study, he received his bachelor's degree in mathematics from Central Washington University and his master's degree in educational leadership from Heritage University. Jeff started his career as a math and psychology teacher in Sela before moving to the Moses School District as an assistant principal and later to Kent School District as principal. All of these in Washington, but SoCal does beckon with its beautiful weather and gorgeous beaches. And Mr. Pelzel finally found himself here in Santa Clarita in 2014 when he accepted the position of Assistant Superintendent of Instruction of the Newhall School District, where he quickly demonstrated his spectacular instructional expertise as well as his leadership. Then, in July of 2018, he was appointed as superintendent of the district, known for its award-winning schools and its outstanding music and arts programs. Mr. Pelzel, good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Good morning, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. We appreciate you coming back. You know, we checked in with you as right after we sent our learners home and started our distance learning journey. It blows my mind that it's been 2 months already since we spoke. Mm-hmm. We talked about the closure of your school sites and shifting to distance learning, as I said. Your last day of school, however, for the school year is scheduled for just next week, June 12th. Am I correct?
Yeah, and our last official day of instruction actually is today. We'll spend next week collecting laptops, devices. We have our sixth grade promotion events and those kind of things that are going to be happening. So we just want to give people the opportunity so that we can socially distance, be safe in terms of turning in materials, kids picking up stuff that was left in the classroom. Oh, yeah. All of that will be occurring over next week.
Yeah, there's a lot of that logistical stuff that oftentimes we don't really think of, but it is very, very important. So tell us, how's it gone? How did this great, albeit forced experiment of distance learning go in the Newhall School District?
You know, all things considered, that this had to shift so quickly. I think our teachers did an amazing job of responding, learning how to utilize the Google Classroom platform. We can always get better, and, that's some of what our work is moving forward. But I think overall, it's been very, very positive. We've grown and learned from this opportunity. And, I think feedback overall has been pretty positive.
That's good. You're absolutely right. I remember when we shifted to Common Core, we had a couple of years to kind of get used to things, to train our teaching staff, to really take a deep dive and figure out what this meant. And even with other curricular initiatives, we give our staff a year, maybe a couple of months, along with extensive training. This one, we got about a week and maybe a couple of meetings under our belt before teachers had to shift the way they did things radically. So what kind of feedback are you getting from teaching staff, students, and families? How are they feeling about how everything went?
Well, I think, you have all kinds of perspectives in terms of how things have gone. I think from a teacher's perspective, I think overall they feel good about it. I think sometimes there's challenges about kids staying connected in the work. It's just different. We definitely learned that having feedback even from kids, we actually just recently and are in the process of surveying our students, and one of the things that they've definitely shared with us is they really like either the live teaching lessons from teachers in small group instruction, or at least seeing a video of their teacher teaching the lesson. So we've learned, we've gotten that feedback from students. Sometimes the challenge is logistics. If you're a teacher and you have your own children at home, how do you make all of that work and structure through those kind of things? But yeah, I think overall, I think it's been a success.
Yeah, that personal connection is really important.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. So with the end of the school year, we now turn our eyes toward 2020, 2021, which is, as you know, not too far off now. Have you and your school board determined yet what school in the Newhall School District is going to look like next year? Will your campuses be open? You sticking with distance learning, somewhere in between?
So I actually assembled a school start planning task force consisting of 21 people. It has teachers, it has parents, it has classified staff, it has site leaders, district level leaders, and we have been meeting for about 3 weeks now, every Tuesday and Thursday for about an hour and a half to look at the research, look at the data that's coming in, looking at what do we know from the Department of Public Health right now around, what guidance are they providing for us, which there's still a lot of unknowns. But one of the things we definitely do know is we will have to have for sure a 100%, I'll call it a digital learning academy or something like that, because some parents are not going to feel comfortable sending their kids back to school. You have some people out there that they're not going to feel comfortable until a vaccine is in place. And others they're not quite ready, even if as numbers get better, they're still not sure about that. So that's one platform we do know, and then we're looking at some type of, as of right now, some type of blended learning or hybrid model, if you want to call it that, for next year. We plan to share our recommendation with our governing board on Tuesday night to gather some feedback from them. Of course, many families would love for us to have the traditional model. Everything is in place. But right now, with 6 feet of social distancing and some of the other regulations that are currently required in the public health, from the public health, that wouldn't be feasible because we would literally need twice as many classrooms pretty much on every campus in order to make that happen. So we've got to put some structures in place where, maybe you're bringing in half the kids on a day or every other day or half-day model, and that is what we're going to share with the board on Tuesday night.
It's great to hear that you're getting the input from all of your different stakeholders and things like that. And you're absolutely right. There are so many families that, because of their basic needs, are looking to send their kids to school, and oftentimes, families depend on the school not just for the 5.5, 6 hour school day, but for extended care. But with news changing as quickly as it is, it's tough to just set a plan in motion and head off to summer vacation saying that's what we're going to do, right?
Mm-hmm. It is for sure. I mean, I think we'll, at this point, we're not asking for any commitment. We just surveyed parents to say, okay, of 3 models being in terms of a blended learning, 100% digital learning, and then a traditional format, even though we can't necessarily go there, where would your preference be, first, second, and third choice? We got that data back from about 4,500 of our students so far of the 6,000, so pretty good return rate. And ultimately, probably towards the latter part of June, we're probably going to have to get some real concrete feedback so that we can start building classes. Because if you're looking at, the latest amount of information that I had, we had over 878 students who'd want to be in a 100% digital learning platform. So you have to look at those numbers and then build classes out of that. We have to make a decision, but we have to be flexible as well, and do our best with what we can.
It sounds like you and all schools really are going to have to offer several options for families depending on their levels of comfort, right?
Well, that's what I do believe. I'm not sure every district's going to provide multiple options, but I do believe we need to provide options for families. And ultimately, long term, I see this. I'll call it a digital learning academy, distance learning platform. I don't see that going away because I think that may be an option for a number of families, even maybe some of our homeschooling families who might be interested in joining us to partake in the resources that we have available. So I don't see that actually ever going away, and that part I'm really excited about.
Yeah, definitely. And I love seeing the idea of using a crisis as an opportunity to innovate and improve and offer newer things to families. Now, when you talk about social distancing requirements requiring more classrooms, possibly more teaching staff, you're talking about a significant investment. But a couple weeks ago, Governor Newsom proposed an educational budget that would propose to cut funding by 19%. How is that really slashing into our funding for public schools going to affect the decisions you guys make?
Well, I think if you're following the budget right now from both the Senate and the House, they're making a statement to say that's not possible and not feasible.
Good.
They have coordinated their efforts and reached consensus as of yesterday that they're looking at this in a little different light than Governor Newsom was. Governor Newsom had the cuts in place and then triggers that would bring back funding if we receive federal funding supports. The House and Senate are looking at it a little bit different in terms of providing the funding, and then if the federal funds don't come, then you look at deferral. So kind of a flipped model in terms of how they're looking at it. And so I'm hopeful. Let's just say I'm hopeful that we don't see all of these cuts because you are correct in terms of, we may not necessarily. I don't know if we'll need more teaching staff depending upon the models that we look at, but we could need more custodial staff. It could be people who, we have to look at childcare. If we're in a blended model, families use us for childcare in some ways, and if they're at work, who's going to take care of their kindergartner for the days that they're not on school or the half day that they're not there? So we have to look at those resources and be able to provide that. So that will take staffing to really figure into our planning for next year. So any cut in our budget would be really tough to move forward with, maintaining fiscal solvency.
Yeah, our kids at this time require an investment. They need us now more than ever.
For sure.
So as we're wrapping up, you said that today is the last day of instruction and we head into the summer. I don't know if your schools normally do anything during the summertime, but do you have any type of online summer programming or anything going on at your schools this summer?
Well, we always allow our students to still have access to some of our online programs. We have a math program called Dreambox that kids can continue to access, which targets the standards at their grade level, and actually they can accelerate and learn new standards even above wherever they're at. We have a reading program also that's available for kids. So we continue to provide that access and don't roll over the students till we start school, actually. So it gives them access all summer long. And then for our special education students, we'll have our extended school year available, albeit different than normal. It'll be in a distance learning platform, but that will be available for students and families who want to participate in that as well.
That is good to hear. And then what about those very basic needs? I know your school district, along with the others in our city and really around the state, never cease to make sure that the children who depend on their schools for one or even two meals every day receive those meals. Is that food service going to continue over the summer, or was that something that was just planned for the school year?
Nope, it will continue. We have two sites that are identified. McGrath Elementary and Wiley Canyon Elementary will be available for families all summer long. So that's a fantastic resource that's available to our families for any student 18 or under.
That is great to hear, and I just want to kind of reiterate that. That's students that aren't even necessarily enrolled in your schools can pick up meals, whether they're older and attend the local junior high or high schools, or whatever the case may be. Any child from 0 to 18 years old is able to pick up meals at your schools.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a junior high or high school student, and our kids could go. There's other sites, I think, in Sulphur Springs School District, and I think maybe even the William S. Hart School District as well. But yes, it's open to anyone, and I think also we've had a partnership with Cal Arts, who's been providing some adult meals on the McGrath campus. I think around 200 to 250, like 2 or 3 days a week. And I think they're going to continue that this summer too. So that's another promising thing to support families, which is great.
The schools in Santa Clarita have always been a hub of the community, and I love to see how all of our schools are really stepping up to make sure that the needs of our kids and our adults are being met. We really appreciate that. Mr. Pelzel, is there anything else that you'd like your families or the rest of the community to know before we let you go?
I just think I just want to thank our families, our students, our teachers. Really, it has taken the concept around a village to raise a child and support a child, and this has never been more prevalent, relevant. It's taken a team effort, and I just want to thank everyone for everything they've done. I hope people can have a safe summer and come back, and we're going to have a great program offering for our families, and we'll continue to take guidance from the state and county public health services around what we can do, but we are committed to launching and being effective with our kids come fall.
And we want to thank you and your staff, both the administrative staff and the teaching staff, that have kept things going and really ministered to not only the academic needs, but the social emotional needs of our children when they needed you guys the most. Thank you very much. Jeff Pelzel, Superintendent of the Newhall School District. We appreciate you checking in with us. You take care, be well, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but stick around. We will be back with some news and updates for you, as well as some advice on how you can help handle the things with you and your family that are going on in and around our community today. And for more updates on COVID-19, as well as the social demonstrations going on in and around our valley, I want you to click on hometownstation.com. You can click on the red banner for COVID-19 updates. That'll give you tips on the economy, health updates, and special business hours. You're listening to SCVI Charter Schools Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
The City of Santa Clarita is working closely with the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health to monitor the coronavirus COVID-19. On March 13th, the City of Santa Clarita issued a local emergency declaration in response to the coronavirus pandemic. Due to the stay-at-home order, the Santa Clarita events like Thursdays at Newhall and the Cowboy Festival have been put on hold for the safety of the community. For information, go to santa-clarita.com. For important updates, visit the emergency blog at santaclaritaemergency.com.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. Quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
At iLead Agua Dulce, we believe the most important thing a child can learn in school is who they are. Life's real tests are never standardized, which is why we've developed an individual-based curriculum that values exploration, cooperation, and creativity. As our learners grow, so do we. Our tuition-free charter school is currently enrolling grades TK through 7th and adding 8th grade in 2020. Your young learner will be immersed in a unique environment where possibility and self-discovery are at the core of every experience. The Agua Dulce campus features beautiful indoor and outdoor spaces for hands-on inspiration, including a robotics lab, a garden bed, a greenhouse, and a technology-based exploratorium. iLead Agua Dulce is conveniently located on the east side of the Santa Clarita Valley, just off the 14 freeway. Check out our homeschool options too. To schedule a campus tour or learn more about our programs, visit iLeadAguaDulce.org. We're enrolling now. iLead Schools. Free to think, inspired to lead.
Owning Corporation, Equal Housing Lender, licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lender Act, NMLS 1797976, California DRE license 02063270. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
Crazy things are going on in the world right now, like owning funding 15-year fixed refis at 2.5 rate and APR. Yes, you heard correctly, 2.5 rate and APR with no fees of any kind. Needless to say, people are going to owning.com for this free closer rate and APR like mad. In fact, if you have both a real estate and mortgage license, we may want to hire you. Look, money is so dirt cheap, most folks are taking cash out of their equity to do just about anything, including sticking it into their bank accounts, just to have it there. Wouldn't you be crazy not to go to owning.com and grab 2.5 APR? No closing costs, no nonsense money while it's out there? Call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com to not miss these monthly savings. 855-5-OWNING.
We all know sometimes people lose their way. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Way Out Recovery SCV may have the answers you've been waiting for. The Way Out is the premier intensive outpatient treatment center serving Santa Clarita. Asking for help is the first step. Call The Way Out today, 661-296-4444. That's 296-4444 for a private free assessment. The Way Out is an accredited, affordable outpatient program that accepts most insurance. Call us at 661-296-4444 or check us out online at thewayoutrrecoveryscv.com. Quit battling with yourself. Ask The Way Out for help today.
Great healthcare just got easier and more convenient in Canyon Country. Facey Canyon Country is now open directly off the Soledad Canyon exit off the 14 freeway. The 37,000 square foot clinic houses Facey Medical Group primary care physicians, pediatricians, and specialists. Facey has easy 24/7 online appointment scheduling for PCPs and PEDS. For more information or to make an appointment, visit facey.com. That's FACEY.com.
Hometown.
KHTS Breaking News.
This is Shane Cutchell with the latest from the KHTS news team. Peaceful protests stemming from the death of George Floyd, who died in police custody in Minneapolis, are set to begin at noon at the intersection of McBean and Valencia Boulevard in Santa Clarita. Mall parking will be closed, however. Parking at Kohl's will be available. Most car dealerships on Creekside will reportedly be closed today as well. Please be safe. Respect the peaceful protest. Remember to wear your mask. In addition, the residents of Santa Clarita will have a 6 o'clock curfew tonight. Keep it here for the latest on today's local protest and how it will affect the traffic and the Santa Clarita community in general. For additional information and live updates, make sure to like our Facebook page at KHTS Radio, check out our website at hometownstation.com, or stay tuned right here on 98.1 FM AM 1220 KHTS.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. I'm your host, Matt Watson. Thank you, Shane, for that update. I do want to talk about that for just a couple of minutes. I also wanted to reiterate what Superintendent Pelzel from the Newhall School District just mentioned. Love hearing that our schools are still taking care of our kids' basic needs. And I wanted to remind you that if you live on the west side of the valley, right off there out at the end of Newhall Ranch Road, you can stop by SCDI. You can stop by any of our iLead locations. If you're on the east side of the valley, you can stop by iLead Agua Dulce and pick up food for your kids. Again, they don't need to be enrolled in our schools. Just as long as you are 0 to 18 years old or your kids are, swing by and pick up 1 or 2 meals for them each and every Monday through Friday. If you stop by on Friday, we'll even hand you a package to get you through the weekend as well. And for our adults, I know other locations are doing similar things. I ran into Bradley Gross yesterday as I was leaving the studio. Out at the Santa Clarita Grocery, they're providing meals. Well, not meals, groceries. A full grocery store. You can come in with your list, and they will send you on your way with your trunk full of whatever you need. So center of town over there by the Santa Clarita Sports Center is Santa Clarita Grocery. just go ahead and look them up on Facebook and give them a call. Let them know you're coming. The Senior Center is also providing for all of the needs of our seniors, including meals on a daily basis. Drive-by, so it's a zero-touch delivery process. You don't even have to roll down your windows. Pop the trunk, and they will put a hot meal in there for you. Or if you're not able to get to the Senior Center, give them a call, and they will deliver meals if that is what is required. I love our community taking care of its own. So again, if you need service from the Senior Center, give them a call at 661-259-9444. Again, whether it's food or anything at all that you need. If you're just feeling lonely during this time, if you're concerned about things that are going on, if you have questions, call the Senior Center. They have got their finger on just about everything in this community and around. So anything you need at all, give them a buzz. 661-259-9444.
And Kevin is an extremely nice guy. He's been at the radio station quite a few times. I've got a grandfather that lives in convalescent homes, and I mentioned that he may want to get out or just do something. And Kevin immediately took his time. Hey, here's the numbers you need to call. Here's my business card. We've got buses. We've got everything you need. We'll get him over here. What does he usually like to do? What do we have? So even though he's the man in charge, he'll take his time and stop for anybody that needs it. So seriously, Senior Center, they're going to help you out. They've got some great stuff there, and Kevin's a great guy. So
yeah, Kevin's terrific. Kevin is terrific, and everyone on his staff just really has a wonderful heart for service for our seniors. Now, I noticed, and I know all of you did as well, when the COVID-19 crisis hit, so many people stepped in and wanted to do something. We talk about the young lady that started Smile SCV. She wanted to help out her community when we had the tragic shooting out at Saugus High School. So many people stepped in, wanted to help, wanted to support the community. I think it's I think it's part of our nature as human beings that we want to help others. When tragedy strikes or challenges happen, we come together as a community, especially this community, especially in Santa Clarita. We take care of each other. And with recent events that we're seeing, news across the country, a lot of people are feeling that renewed sense, the desire to do something. And there are several different efforts to help support local communities, national communities, and here are some of the local Santa Clarita organizations that we've interviewed over the past couple of months that may help you channel that passion that you've got inside of you to help out. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mention a few of them, and then as we go to commercial break, or perhaps producer Sarah can get in here and just start posting some of the websites because I want to get them on our Facebook live feed. I mentioned Smile SCV, the young lady, she's a freshman at Saugus High School, started this foundation to support the Santa Clarita Grocery as well as the Santa Clarita Valley Boys and Girls Club. And so you can reach out to her and make a donation through the Santa Clarita Coalition. It's santaclaritacoalition.org, and you can make your donation there. I mentioned just a couple minutes ago, Santa Clarita Grocery, Bradley Gross and his staff out there on Centerpoint Parkway. They are always taking donations. I was talking with him yesterday, and he was talking about how the resources were right at the point of depletion when the county stepped up and actually allowed and made a bit of a change in the regulation of what they can and can't do, and they're able to provide more now than they have been even in the past. But they're always looking for partners and donations. They work on with a volunteer staff, and so they always need your support. So you can contact the Santa Clarita Grocery if you've got a pencil in hand or you've got a good memory. His phone number is 425-7575. Again, we'll work to get that posted on the Facebook live feed. It looks like Sarah is doing the amazing job that she always does of updating that feed there. And then there's also the Child and Family Center. You know, the Child and Family Center has been quietly but not so inconspicuously providing tremendous service over the last several decades. You know, I say quietly, they quietly go about their work, but the work they do that is so amazing gets people in and around the community talking about them quite a bit. The Child and Family Center provides mental health services, crisis intervention, drug and alcohol treatment, and domestic violence support. So if you'd like to help out or make a donation to the Child and Family Center, they are really touching every member of the family, making sure that our families get what they need to continue to grow and stay healthy. That's childfamilycenter.org, childfamilycenter.org. We interviewed someone from the Assistance League of Santa Clarita Valley just a couple of days ago. The Assistance League is actually, they've got a storefront located just a couple of blocks away from where I'm at in the studio right now. They provide clothing and eyeglasses to school children. You know, many of the volunteers, because they are a 100% volunteer-run organization, many of the volunteers have an educational background, and they've got that passion for kids, and they know what it's like for a child to show up on the first day of school with a pair of torn jeans or shoes that don't fit, and they want to make sure that kids in and around the Santa Clarita Valley have everything that they need to go back to school, including, like I said, eyeglasses. That's so important. I remember when my son went a couple of months before we realized he needed eyeglasses, and he really struggled in school for a little while until we got that need taken care of. Not all of our families are able to do that as quickly as we would like, and so the Assistance League of Santa Clarita Valley is stepping in to help provide that need. They also, so beautiful, they provide transitional care to foster children. You know, when a foster child turns 18, you know, I've never woken up and felt a tremendous switch on a birthday. You know, you turn 18, you turn 21, you turn 40, but it's just another day, right? But your 18th birthday as a foster child is a day that you experience a radical change. You're given a large plastic bag with your stuff in it and told good luck. And the Assistance League of Santa Clarita Valley is there to make sure that these young adults have the transitional care that they need in order to start their adult life off successfully. And the Assistance League also provides health and wellness services to seniors. So you can head over to AssistanceLeagueSantaClarita.org, and they are taking all types of donations, monetary donations, as well as physical donations. If you've got things that you're no longer using and they're in good shape, they receive things that have only been gently used, things that are in good shape, and then they turn around and sell them at their storefront and use that to help support our children and adults and seniors in our community. Or perhaps you'd like to help out at the hospital. I know right now, I don't believe that that Henry Mayo is allowing volunteers back onto their premises right now, but they're always taking donations for their foundation. You can give the hospital a call and see what it is they need if you're looking to help out at henrymayo.com. And then there's also the Senior Center that we talked about. The Santa Clarita Senior Center is always looking for support. They always need volunteers if you're willing to deliver meals on a regular basis, or if you're looking to help out with any other type of donation or anything else. And one of the things that Kevin mentioned the last time he was here on our show is they enjoy having your groups come out. If you've got a group of cheerleaders, or if you've got a group, maybe you don't have pom-poms, but you're willing to be cheerleaders for a couple of hours, and you can come out and hang out in their parking lot, you know, keeping your distance from each other and especially the seniors. The seniors love having people there in the parking lot cheering for them as they come in to pick up their meals. They love waving at different groups. If you've got a team, a group, an organization, a coalition that wants to come out, again, keeping your social distance, but just applauding the seniors as they come through, waving. Oftentimes, you know, this is the only social interaction that folks get is as they head out to Bella Vita there to pick up their lunches. So you can reach out to the Santa Clarita Senior Center at myscvcoa.org, myscvcoa.org. And, you know, with everything going on and the feelings that so many of us are having at this time, you may feel the need to march. You may feel the need to demonstrate. And so I want to talk about that a little bit. Shane mentioned as we came in that there is a demonstration planned at the center of town today. You know, we had a rally last Saturday. Several hundred people were out at the corner of McBean and Valencia, and things really went well. It was great to see the demonstrations remain purposeful and peaceful. There was a small moment there where traffic was stopped, but our sheriff's deputies stepped in and say, hey, if you're going to demonstrate, you need to keep it on the sidewalk. Boom, demonstrators went right back to the sidewalk. It was really beautiful. I was so proud of our town. And I've been keeping, like everyone has, I've been keeping a close eye on the protests and demonstrations in downtown LA the last few days as well. And, things were really touch and go. And I've got to be honest, kind of disappointing the first few nights as things evolved. It looked like some really meaningful demonstrations turned into some frustrating scenes, turned into some very unfortunate violence and frustrating activity really downtown. But over the last couple of days, I've been really, really pleased again with our Southern California community. The last 2 days, demonstrations have been larger than they were even over the weekend. Yet violence has been kept to a minimum over the last 2 days and 2 nights. Yesterday, I was reading, I tried to get an estimate on numbers, and I didn't see any news source that was ready to give any exacting estimates, but there were multiple locations where thousands gathered to demonstrate. West Hollywood, downtown LA, Newport Beach, and several other locations. Literally thousands came out yesterday, and although there was a 9 p.m. curfew in place, and that merits discussion as well. We started out on, I believe it was Sunday. There were some communities that had curfews as early as 1:30 p.m. I believe Long Beach had a 4 p.m. curfew. The County of Los Angeles issued a 6 p.m. curfew on Sunday and on Monday, Tuesday as well, I believe. But then, based on what they had seen the night before, last night's curfew was pulled back to 9 p.m. And I thought that was a great way of the County Board of Supervisors saying, hey, good job. You guys have kept your demonstrations peaceful, and so we're going to give a little bit more leeway for people and families to do what they need to do. The curfew was pulled back to 9 p.m. Now, I did notice a lot of the crowd stayed beyond 9 p.m., right? And I know some of you were saying, yeah, Matt, but they stayed past 9 p.m. At 9 p.m., people didn't go home. You're right. There were several thousand people that stuck around to demonstrate. But did you notice how they did it? In most cases that I saw, folks were sitting down. They were talking. They were demonstrating, and they were saying, no, we're not going home. This issue is something that we're passionate about. It's important enough for us to want to stick around, but we're not going home. So I thought that was really great that they stayed peaceful, and other than a pretty tragic accident involving a police cruiser, I didn't see any violence or anything like that on the news. So if you're listening and you feel the need, you want to demonstrate, you want to head out there and it feels safe to you, go ahead and go and express your concern and your passion. I would encourage you to wear face covering, practice social distancing, and be what you want to see in Santa Clarita. Be that change, right? It's said so often, but be that change that you want to see here in Santa Clarita. But do wear your coverings. Do keep your social distance. I don't know if you've been paying attention to numbers, but unfortunately, over the past few days, our numbers have risen recently. And come on, we got to flatten that curve. You've heard it so many times, but we got to keep it flat. So stay safe, stay healthy. And, we do expect that Santa Clarita is going to continue to live up to its nickname. Go out there, show your solidarity, show your care, show your frustration and your indignance, but also show your mettle, show your class. And if you're planning on attending a demonstration, it is undoubtedly because of your tremendous love for your community, your local community, your Southern California community, your national community. But make sure you show it, and don't allow anyone to tarnish your love and care for your community. And, some of our children are feeling that passion as well and want to attend. After all, they play such an important role in the shaping of our future that they will soon inherit. So, if they're minors, parents, make sure that you do your duty. If your children are minors, go with them. Okay, you're responsible for them, and it's your job to guide them and orient them. We've talked about it with Christina, our licensed marriage and family therapist. We as parents need to be that filter for our kids, and so we're responsible for them. It's our job to guide them. So if your children are minors and feel the need to go out and demonstrate, go with them, please. If you have children who are of age, you still have the moral authority and obligation to both support and guide them. So if you've got an 18-year-old, a 20-year-old, it's still your job to talk to them and help them and make sure that you give them some of the same advice that we're talking about to stay safe, to stay respectful, and make sure that any demonstration or protest that is staged maintains its meaning. Because, when things get out of hand, these protests and demonstrations, they lose their meaning. And make sure you're talking with your kids, okay? Talk to your kids before, during, and after the events that may or may not unfold today. Whether they attend or not, talk to your kids. They have questions and they have thoughts. Listen to them. They've got important things to say. And it'll also help you stay tuned into where they're at mentally, emotionally. Help them process, okay? And a quick word about curfew. The County of Los Angeles has actually said that countywide there's not going to be any specific curfew. However, the city of Santa Clarita has issued a 6 p.m. curfew, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So if you live in Santa Clarita, we are under a 6 p.m. curfew this evening, but we are still hoping and praying that whatever happens today, it is done right and that we show who we are. All right. One last commercial break. We will be right back. You are listening to SCVI Charter Schools Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
Hello, this is Rusty George from Real Life Church Ministries asking the citizens of Santa Clarita to join me in praying for the protection of our citizens, businesses, and police officers during the scheduled nonviolent demonstration on Thursday. We are grateful we live in a country where we can make our voices heard, and we are thankful for police officers who allow and protect us while doing this. A peaceful protest is held when we show up and then show respect for one another. Please avoid carrying large backpacks, be cautious of all those that do, and report all suspicious activity to the police, and be respectful when given direction by law enforcement. May we continue as a community to work through this united and together.
CBC Cleaning and Restoration is ready and waiting to clean and disinfect your home or business during these trying times. CBC is certified, OSHA trained, and insured for COVID-19. They are now offering 10% off services plus free disinfection application through June 30th. All staff wears full-on PPE and all equipment is disinfected before and after every job. Have CBC clean your carpets, upholstery, and hard surface flooring. Voted best commercial and residential cleaning company in the Santa Clarita Valley year after year. To take advantage of the COVID-19 special or more information, call CBC at 294-2221. That's 294-2221.
I'm Matt Denny, CPA, with Denny & Company, LLP, your hometown CPAs. Here are some tips to help you with anxiety you may have about your income tax returns for 2019. The deadlines for filing both state and federal returns have been extended to July 15th. Both the state and the feds are also extending the time for making 2019 tax payments otherwise due, without interest or penalty, to July 15th. These details keep changing, so contact us at 661-286-8860 or see our website at dennyllp.com.
Dutton Plumbing, it's Eric.
It's Mother. Can you come over right away? It's urgent.
I'll be right there, Mom. Okay, I'm here. What's wrong?
It's been weeks since you had a haircut, so I want to give you a nice trim. Sit down.
Ooh, ow.
Gee, I can see myself in the back of your head, son.
Mom.
Oops.
What happened?
Never mind. It'll grow back. So, what's new at Dutton Plumbing, son?
Well, with so many people stuck at home, there's a lot of stuff getting stuck in their pipes. So, our $73 drain clearing is really keeping us busy.
Wait a minute. I bet the plumber's hair is getting shaggy, too. You tell them that Mom will cut their hair for just $73.
Isn't that a little high for a haircut, Mom?
Well, I'll toss in the manscaping for free.
Mom!
DuttonPlumbing.com. Mom's $73 drain clearing at DuttonPlumbing.com. Manscaping not included.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
HometownStation.com is the best for information on COVID-19 and the Santa Clarita Valley.
It's who we are.
Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station. 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. I am Matt Watson. You are listening to Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers, brought to you by SCVI and iLead Charter Schools. We've had a really interesting show today. Hit some topics from really across our community. We spoke back in hour number one with Noelle. She's a divorce attorney, Noelle Halaby. She's located down in Glendale, but she serves the Southland area, serves quite a few people up here in Santa Clarita. She was assuring us that even though with the curfews and the COVID-19 stay-at-home orders, that the courts still are hearing certain cases, certain issues. They are not back up to business as usual. There have been some divorce proceedings and things like that that have been postponed, but those emergency things, those things that have priority, they're kind of doing what she called a triage, looking at what's most important, which is kind of cool. You know, folks living in dangerous situations or desperate situations are able to get their needs taken care of. She also had some important advice for people that may have taken that, made that unfortunate decision to head down the road of divorce. So you may want to check out our podcast. It'll be posted here soon on the KHTS website. That is hometownstation.com. We'll also be replaying the show from time to time. We spoke with Jeff Pelzel. He's the superintendent of the Newhall School District, and it was good to hear from him that in his words, all things considered, the second semester of the school year seemed to go pretty well. I want to congratulate the students of the Newhall School District who are in their last day of instruction today. You've got some logistical things to wrap up. Make sure you take those computers back to school. And again, I believe we mentioned at the top of the hour, we've got kids graduating from high school today, and that is really exciting. West Ranch High School is out there, and they're graduating right now. We're probably in the middle of the alphabet right now. So again, those of you at West Ranch High School that are graduating, want to say congratulations. We've also got events as they develop around our community. I know events are expected to develop. Shane's got a little bit more on that.
Yeah, we've been giving you guys updates during the commercial breaks, but we just want to give you one last one before we take off today. The peaceful protests this afternoon that are supposed to be in Valencia on the at the intersection of McBean and Valencia Boulevard. It's going to close down most of the parking in the area except for parking at Kohl's. Most of the car dealerships on Creekside will reportedly be closed today as well. And just a final reminder to be safe, be friendly, wear your mask, and there will be a Santa Clarita curfew at 6 o'clock tonight.
Absolutely. And then tomorrow at 9 a.m. we will be back. We'll talk about how things went. Let's process. Let's debrief tomorrow at 9 a.m. and we'll see if we've got space for Big T. You know, he likes to come in and send us off on our weekend on a fun note. Again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank today's guest attorney, Noelle Halaby, Newhall School District Superintendent Jeff Pelzel. I am your host, Matt Watson. I want to thank engineer Shane for keeping us up to date and posted on everything that's going on. Stick around. Stay tuned to your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. Stay tuned to the KHTS Facebook page for all your updates, as well as hometownstation.com. This is SCVI Charter Schools Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers on your hometown station, KHTS.